everybody. We're back. My next guest is a comedian and an actor who's appeared in the films Elf, Old School, and Dirty Work. Now you can hear him each weekday morning on the Howard Stern radio show. Please welcome Artie Lange.
Yeah.
Now, Artie, you've done so well.
Have I?
Yes, you have.
I look it, don't I?
You've hit your stride.
I'm wearing the same jeans I wore at a Rush concert in 1981. I don't think
they smell fine. You know, we had you on the show a number of times. Then you get the Howard Stern show, and this is you're such an integral part of that show. Now, this is a big deal for you, isn't it? This was your dream in a way.
I actually dreamed of being on the Howard Stern show. I'm from a working class town in New Jersey called Union, and we used to listen to the show all the time.
Right.
And I listened since I was like 13. So basically, the job I have now, it's like I've become a U.S. senator.
Right. Like when you go back home.
Yeah, the guys that work construction will listen to the show, because I should be working construction, you know. And on the way to work, sometimes they're going to build a deck, and they hear me feeling Carmen Electra's breasts. And then I get like 20 messages that they all just want to punch me in the face.
Right. Well, they're out baking in the sun.
Yeah, some of my buddies even went to college. I didn't go to college, and it's like, I'm here to say to kids, you don't need it.
That's a good message. It's important. It's important we get that message out there.
That's right.
The truth is, you can't read, can you?
No, I've never read anything.
Yeah. Well, it all's working for you. You know, you have this DVD. It's the Whiskey Talking.
That's right.
All right, and it's your stand-up.
It's dirty stand-up.
Dirty stand-up.
Yeah.
What's a wild night for Artie Lange, like in drinking? Like, how bad will it get if you really go all out?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me, a lot of people say, what's a wild night of drinking? You look like you've had a few, and I have. A wild night of drinking to me is when you drink so much that eventually you pass out, and when you wake up, you're naked in a police car with 2 cops. But the weird part is you're driving.
As long as you get to, turn the siren on,
That would be a wild night of drinking.
Now, this is true. You know, a lot of people in show business try and get a lot of, good life insurance policy or something, just in case anything happens. You can't get life insurance.
No,
Why?
I found that out recently because I have this persona on the air as being this drunk who's, going to die young.
Right. Where do you think that came from?
And basically, I tried to get life insurance, and the life insurance guy who I was trying to buy it from Googled my name. Google is some computer thing. I don't even know what it is. But he Googled my name, and there's 40 websites that predict my death within a year.
They just say Artie Lange dead in 2006?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's actually pools that are going on.
Right.
So he wouldn't give me life insurance.
Right.
And I mean, I've gone a different way now. I don't do drugs anymore. I actually give people advice on how to do drugs now.
Really?
If they still do it. Like with cocaine, I tell people, never do cocaine if you're ugly. Only do cocaine if you're good looking, because every time you do a line, you have to see your face in the mirror.
Right.
You know, you're like...
Right.
Whoa! There's the whole reason I'm getting high in the first place.
Right. So between kids not going to college and advice on cocaine use, you're helping a lot of people.
I'm trying to help kids become, the best possible loser they can be.
Aren't we all in our own way? Now, I stopped by your dressing room just before the show to say hi.
Thank you. Thanks for the Vicodin.
Yeah. It's a little thing I do. It helps people.
All right, here's some happy pills.
Yeah.
Apparently you didn't give any to Ricci, though.
No. She's getting there. It just takes a while. Is your girlfriend in show business? Did you meet her in show business? Because your girlfriend was in the room and she seemed very nice.
She's very nice. My girlfriend is a school teacher. And, well, she's also a bartender. That's how I met her. The first thing I ever said to her was, I'll take a Jack and water. It was very romantic.
Right.
But she also teaches school, and she teaches 8th grade science in, the ghetto. So she's doing God's work, my girlfriend. She comes home, and she talks about how she talked a kid out of suicide. She bought a kid shoes and all these amazing stories, and she makes no money. And then she says to me, what did you do today at work? And I say, well, I asked a stripper to fart. And I make about $500,000 a year.
You know, I always think about those things. I think that either means we have a bad country or a really good country.
No. For me and you, it's a good country.
Yeah.
For people who want to help children, it's a bad country.
Yeah. I'm really depressed now. Aren't you a little depressed?
I mean, it's like, no, we all have this thing of like,
sure.
you know, well, you say where comedians used to be second-class citizens.
I was telling you that before the show. I believe comedians and actors in the 19th century, we were second and third-class citizens.
Right.
We should go back to that system.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, clearly we still are. I mean, I'm just a dirtbag.
You weren't even supposed to be on the show tonight. You wandered in.
No.
Now, let's talk about, I want to ask you something. Part of your job, you get to meet... we all get to meet celebrities,
right?
But you get to see some celebrities that say I wouldn't bump into on this show, or that I might not run into.
Some really
For example,
cool
like Courtney Love, and you had Courtney. We have not experienced her on the show.
No, God, that's an experience.
And we had her once, and she got away. But you had Courtney Love on the show, and you did something. Courtney Love believes that she's your soulmate.
Well, she thinks me and her are like kismet spirits. There's this thing when someone comes on and they're just like clearly out of it and they start rambling. I do this thing where I just write every other word down that they say. Right. And I'm in the back, I could hide. And then at the end of their appearance, Fred, you know Fred on the show, brilliant guy, plays this circus music, and then I just say all the words I wrote down. So it sounds like I'm repeating what that person just said backwards with circus music.
Right.
So... With Courtney Love, those words are like, you know, like Percocet, get kid, out of court, you know, rock and roll, you know, Kurt Cobain killed him, you know, stuff like that.
Right. I love that she admits to killing Kurt Cobain on a radio show.
No, she didn't admit to that.
Yeah,
People always ask me if Courtney Love is stupid. I go, hey, she's smart enough to kill a genius. She's got to be, you know. But,
what a happy cul-de-sac we've wandered into. What a happy conversational cul-de-sac.
She never admitted to that. But anyway, when
Are you saying this? Are you just thinking of lawyers right now? I better disavow that.
To the best of my knowledge, she's never murdered anybody.
Celebrities love it when you say that about them.
Right, I know. I'm just going to come out here and just tell some, you know, other guys who have killed people. But when I repeated all those words, she, like, something snapped in her head, and she was like, oh, my God, you're like my blood brother. And she ran over to me and jumped in my arms and was standing in my arms. I was holding her for about, 10 minutes. She wouldn't get out of my arms. She was trying to kiss me.
Right. Was that a pleasurable, sensual experience for you?
Well, I got to tell you, I was getting kind of turned on. I could see what was going on there with people digging her and everything. And I tried to make out with her. Because that would have been a great story. But
what do you mean you tried to make out with her? You either did or you didn't. What did you try and do?
I just sort of went like...
Right. That's really attractive looking. You look like you're trying to eat pudding out of a bowl or something. He doesn't look at all sexual.
Oh, God, I love pudding.
Yeah.
But no, it was just weird because I've done it before. I just repeated everything she said, and she thought we were like these spirits, and she jumped in my arms, and it was weird having this famous lunatic in my hands.
Right.
And it was exciting because I'm a fan of hers. I like her music, and then I finally got her out of my arms, and she still was like, tell Artie I want to hang with him and everything like that. And
that is so cool. That's a great trick to work on, on people.
Right.
Like there's certain people, if they're medicated enough or crazy enough, you do that to them, read it back to them, and they think that you've made a real connection.
Exactly. And I hide behind Howard, I hide behind this super famous guy I work for, so they're not looking at me. And I just write down every other word they say and then just repeat it. And then I'm like, oh, my God, he's brilliant. When in reality, it's really all I can do is I just know how to write.
But not read, We're finding out what you can do,
I'm not brilliant at all.
You were, I got to ask you about this. Because I was reading your bio today and reading articles about you. You were, and I never talked to you about this before, you were once arrested for armed robbery. I love you're like, oh, that's a great old story. You see, I beat a man to death and took his money.
I know. Well, most people don't put that in their bios, but I guess I put it in there.
Yeah, it says Aries, armed robbery.
Right, exactly. No, I did. I was 17 years old. I was in a bank in my hometown in Jersey with my girlfriend, and I wrote a fake hold-up note to a teller to try to pick her up.
To try to pick up the teller?
Yeah.
You're in front of your girlfriend, and you're trying to pick up another girl while you're with her.
Yeah, I'm a big-time dirtbag.
Yeah, and then... But then, wait a minute, you wrote a fake hold-up note?
Right, I thought this would impress the teller, and the note...
What did the note say?
It was retarded. I remember every word. I remember every word of it because a judge read it back to me 1,000 times.
Right, right. What was the note?
It said, I have a gun, put $50,000 into a bag.
Oh, my God! You didn't even put, like, a jokey thing in there, it sounds like.
I thought my brilliant comedic mind, I thought she was going to think this is funny, but she didn't.
Yeah, she thought you had a gun.
Right, it said, the first thing I said, I have a gun, put $50,000 into a bag, turn around and count to 1,000.
Right.
Act casual.
Right.
And then I signed my name.
Right.
Thank you, Artie Lange.
Right, right. I love this. This is like the greatest.
Right.
It's the worst armed robbery note ever.
Exactly.
Artie Lange, 353 Sycamore. Telephone 212.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she'd think it was a joke.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
She basically didn't. She stepped on the silent alarm.
Right.
And I saw she was upset, and I grabbed my girlfriend and said, let's get out of here. I think something's wrong here.
Against all my banknote, threatening murder didn't go over the way I had hoped. Yeah. We better get out of here.
I didn't threaten murder. I just said I have a gun.
You have a gun, right. I don't know why she got all crazy.
You can do anything with a gun.
Yeah, yeah. So you tried to run away.
We got in my girlfriend's father's car. I didn't have a car. And they got her license plate as we drove away.
Right.
And within, like, minutes, a whole SWAT team had surrounded my girlfriend's father's house.
Right, right.
And he was like this real Italian guy right off the boat.
Sure.
And I was afraid because I don't know if he was connected or not or anything. And he called me up and he goes, when you rob a bank, you no take my daughter.
I love he's got standards. There are certain rules with my daughter.
Like robbing the bank, he didn't mind.
No. Guy's got to make a living.
He's like, look, I get robbing the bank. I get it.
Right, right.
Don't take my daughter.
Don't take my daughter.
So I ended up doing like 25 hours. I did 3 days in jail and then 25 hours.
You were really lucky you did only 3 days in jail.
Yeah, they knocked it down. They figured it was a joke because the judge saw that I signed my name, and he said, well, either he's the most retarded bank robber on the planet or it's a joke.
Yeah, yeah. And then he started listening to some of the other things you've done.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
He's like, yeah. Well, it's the Whiskey Talkins in stores now.
Yeah, it's my new DVD. It's selling really well. It's my stand-up. It's, you know, some dirty stand-up that people seem to enjoy, and it's in, like, Coconuts and FYE, and I think it's in, like, Tower Records, like, legitimate places. And it's...
I've never heard a guy, all these years of doing this show, I've never heard a guy start to walk through each store it can be found in.
And if you don't like it, you know, it's also great to do a line of coke off of.
All right, that's great.
Like, you know, you have certain
terrific.
Albums that you buy just to do coke
yes,
off
of course, sure, yeah.
Like the group Journey. I have all their records, but
really?
It's just for coke.
Right. Well, we're moving on.
I'm not gonna do coke off Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Right. No, that wouldn't make sense. That's a coaster for a drink.
See, that's why you're good, man.
Yeah,
that's why you're getting the Tonight Show. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You're a good man. Also, hey, had a happy ending. Weekdays on the Howard Stern Show. Artie, good to see you again. Artie Lange, everybody.